Good morning, YouTube. You hear that sound? That's the sound of money. Well, in the progress of making money and making a customer happy at the same time, fixing their car. So it's a first-time customer. I'm going to show you his work order here. His car's in bad shape, and he knows it. He's been letting it go. 155,000 mile Maxima. Don't worry about the breaking battery light. We are working on replacing his alternator. So let's see. This guy was here. We're not going to give up any names. 2009 Maxima, 3.5, 154,000 miles on it. Dude loves his car. Just been letting things go too far. He has a regular mechanic. Has just been doing like brakes and some front end and struts, and then now the car's got like side mirrors broken, bumper covers taped on, alternator charging issue, AC compressors coming apart, exhaust system was all rotted out, and then he was kind of sticker shocked a little bit because of the cost, right? You know, some people like, you know, if you don't even ask what things cost, you're not going to know. So I said, hey, the engine and transmission seems to be fine. It's just you let so many other systems go. And then you have some positive things like new tires, new brakes, new front end parts. And he said, you know, I haven't been working. I haven't been doing this. You know, I have some ailments. And I'm like, we understand. Everybody's got, you know, levels of issues and problems. But he loves this car. And I said, hey, this is probably one of the best year Maximas ever made. 2009, right? What do I say? 2010 and under is usually the best built vehicles. 2010 and up is usually the garbage vehicles. So I said, well, you have a few choices. And this is Rachel talking to him. And I got to talk to him after that. Because he said, no, he doesn't want to fix the car. And we understand, like, you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, or do you want to do it? Like, people don't come here for no reason, right? They come here for a reason, and then, you know, we have to, you know, let them know, address their original requests and concerns, and then whatever they add on to the job, right? So we weren't aware of the intermittent alternator problem because we didn't have the car that long. He says, you know, once in a while it doesn't charge until the alternator gets some heat in it, then it starts to charge. I said, well, you want to let it go since you're aware of the situation, or do you want to address it? He's like, I really don't know. He came and got his keys. Then he came back the next day and said, hey, talk to the wife. You know, we don't want a car payment. I said, what you're putting into the car now is, he's putting $4,000 into this car. What you're putting into the car right now is a year's worth of the cheapest car payments out there. 1 year. I know it's all at once, but guess what? After you catch up all the mechanical repairs, you're usually in the safe zone, right? You know, you're getting into that restoration of your vehicle, 150, 200,000, 300,000 miles. You know, you're no longer maintaining it, you're restoring it if you've let it go for so far. And this is what I try and tell people. And if you don't let every system go so far, then you're not restoring it. But this car needs passenger side mirror, bumper covers damaged, falling off. So a lot of cosmetic things on top of mechanical things need to be addressed. But the point is, they went home, talked about it. They don't want a car payment. You would have to reach into your pocket and put some type of money down if you don't have great credit for a new car. And in most places, to buy down your car payment price, right? Just like when you buy a house, you're buying down your payment with the money out of your pocket. So, you know, just for you to go get a new car and a decent car payment today, you got to drop 5 G's down, you know, with less than an 800 credit score. We're not even going to get into that. But the better your credit score, the better buying power. So, you know, and after he talked to me and he said, hey, you know, I did some online research about the engine and the transmission and this car, and you know, it's been a great car for 150,000 miles. I know it's my fault that I let so many things go. He said, go ahead and fix it. And then he said, you know what? I don't want to deal with the alternator issue since you're already in there changing the AC compressor. Put a new alternator into, and, you know, we'll get this thing back together and keep it on the road for another 150,000 miles or another 100,000 miles. And I agree. Put a few thousand dollars into your older car financially puts you in a better predicament than playing slave to a new car payment and full coverage insurance, right? And if your budget allows for that and different reasons for you to have a car payment for tax write-offs or business expenses or whatever the situation is, but everyone's situation is a little different. And I would say the average person, depending on their financial circumstances, is forced to go buy another used car or pre-owned car. But at that point, right, what are you buying? You really don't know. Oh, I forgot to say, the oil pan's rusted out and been leaking. And that didn't just happen overnight. That's been like that for a while. So he's been really letting things go. His other mechanic should have just said, hey, dude, I'm not going to work on your car anymore until you at least commit to this. So, but if you can't go and get a new car, right, brand new car from a dealership because your credit is bad and you don't have money and you have to borrow money or whatever the case may be, then you're forced to go buy someone else's pre-owned, abused, neglected garbage that looks good on the inside and outside. But you don't know what the hidden problems are. Now, these Nissan Maxima engines 3.5s aren't known for being oil burners. Not known for that. Plus for this engine. You go buy anything else today, because of the abuse that people put them under, you're buying a bigger problem than you already had. An engine that has oil consumption issues basically needs a new engine. Cut and dry, unless you can reverse it, which we're talking about. But the smarter buy for him is he knows what he has, he knows what's going on, and he sees the value in what we're both talking about. It's like, hey, this car still has plenty of life back in it. It is your fault, financial reasons or whatever reasons, that the car's in this condition, but you could simply put it back together and have a decent vehicle for many years to come. So he's back. He's spending, I'm not going to give up his name, $4,200 in repairs. And that, full exhaust system, AC compressor, alternator, oil pan, oil change, fix the bumper cover in the back, plastic weld it, whatever you got to do. If you think about all that work we're doing, he's getting a great value here too. And I'm still able to make a profit and pay my bills. But yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of putting money into your older car. I would be afraid of putting money into that car right there, because that's just a snowball of issues at 100,000 miles. So you could put $5,000 into this today, and then tomorrow another $5,000 part or component fail, and then after that another $8,000 part could fail. So this car, I would say, no, I would never commit to putting any type of. I would commit to putting more money into this car than I would ever commit to putting into that car. Just to give you an example. Thanks for watching.